Take the red pill. I say take the red pill. If you take the red pill, you will be able to see everything for how it is. You may not want to, because things are pretty out there these days in the world. When I look around, I can't, you know, I've gotten to the point where nothing surprises me anymore. Literally, anything could happen, and I'd be like, okay, whatever. It's kind of how it goes. We're in a weird world. Your average everyday person, most of them, many of them, are now scientists. Somehow they got their PhD overnight, and they're some kind of viral scientist or epidemiologist. Scientists, science, because they all have a huge opinion on COVID-19, and especially people in Hollywood. That's the interesting part. Matthew McConaughey. Do I like Matthew McConaughey? I like him as an actor. I think his movies are good. That one movie about the black holes and the corn and going back in time to future and whatever, that movie was just so boring. If you ever know anybody who can't sleep at night, tell them to put that movie on and start watching that movie, and then they will wake up in the morning feeling refreshed. I'll tell you. So now Matthew McConaughey's made comments like a lot of Hollywood people on COVID-19. Now he has clarified that his oldest son is vaccinated against COVID-19. Matthew McConaughey clarified that his eldest son, Levi, 13, has been fully vaccinated after saying he's against mandates for kids ages 5 to 11. This is the deal. It's political, it's science, it's the parental need to protect their children. There's so many things, all these different roads are coming into the one intersection, man. You know, there are a lot of parents out there that are afraid to give their children 5 to 12 or even whatever up to 18 these vaccines because simply they don't know what it's going to do to them, if anything, what it might affect their reproductive health. It might affect anything. These are developing people, right? Developing humans. So, Matthew McConaughey, the actor of 52, said in a statement posted to his Instagram, uh, where people battle it out. Instagram and what's that other one? Twitter. Twitter really is the battle. That's like those old wars where people were running at each other with sticks and whatever swords, just like boom, Braveheart type of thing. That's Twitter, but but Instagram is more. Well, Instagram is more for the coochie mamas trying to show their coochie for a buck. That's like that's just so lame. You know what I mean? It really is. I mean, lame for those people. Lame for the people who pay them. You want to see some girls in coochie for $1? You got no life. The scoreboard just went off in your life. 0-0. That's it. All right. Let's see. Here we go. When asked my opinion on the subject of children and vaccination mandates, I stated I couldn't mandate it for kids just yet. What was not clear is that, let's see. Oh, what was not clear is that I was referring specifically to the 5 to 11-year-old mandate. You know, Matthew McConaughey is not the president. He's not the vice president. He's not a senator. He's an actor. They're running to this guy for his wisdom and guidance on COVID-19. For 5 to 11-year-olds, what's he supposed to say? You can't, if you say nothing, you're damned. If you say something, you're damned. But then you get the people who go into this big scientific explanation of what's what. These are actors and musicians. You guys know zilch about it. Only from what people tell you. You know what people tell you. You don't know from experience. You know for what people tell you. All right. So, and then so Matthew McConaughey's now is battling back and forth. I like it when he's selling his Lincolns on TV and then his booze. He's almost saying drink whiskey and drive a Lincoln. It's like something going on there. Then he has his motivational talks. I found that on YouTube. I saw that pop up one day. I'm like, Matthew McConaughey, motivational talks. You too can drive a Lincoln and drink whiskey. What whiskeys he sell? Old Turkey or Old Turkey. So yeah, Matthew McConaughey. Ooh, here's a picture of him, his wife, maybe his mom, somebody, and his children. Little kid, little tuxedo, cute, cute looking kids, man. Nice looking family. Let's see. But his fans had been under the impression that the Oscar winner was not vaccinating any of his children because he told the Times, right now, I'm not vaccinating mine. I'll tell you that. I don't know what would have given him that idea that he's not vaccinating his kid. Right now, I'm not vaccinating mine. I'll tell you that. Well, you just did. I love it when people say that. Matthew McConaughey's getting old. They don't have 50-year-old Mark. I'll tell you that. He's turning into Hank Hill. I'll tell you what. Right now, I'm not vaccinating my seeds. I'll tell you what. McConaughey, who was mulling a run for Texas governor, there you go. He wants his political realm, whatever. Earlier this year, revealed that he and his wife, Camila Alves, are fully vaccinated. They share 3 kids, Levi, Vida, 11. 11. Oh, okay. They don't give him Levi. Vida, who's 11, and Livingston is 8. Levi, Vida, Livingston. Levi, Vida, Livingston. Levi, Vida, Livingston. You can hear them calling them now, little kids. I'm just saying that when the media is running to actors for their opinions on vaccines and viruses and whatever, it's crazy, right? So, what do you guys think of people who are out of control? We talked on the show a long time ago the residual effect of the politics that had happened in the last few years, especially the Trump effect on people, and then now the COVID thing, and what the problems are that are arising because of people living in a pandemic, and the politics behind it, right? So because of all this, you find these little flares of just these terrible episodes where people, as fragile mentally as they are, there are many people out there mentally fragile, on the verge of collapse. When they do, they usually take people with them. Then, on top of that, you have a political arm reaching into the justice system and then basically saying that certain people can commit certain crimes. It's a-okay, and they let them go back in the street, and then they commit more crimes. They create more victims. And it's funny. They're pushing the race angle, that there's a disproportionate amount of black and Latino men in jail, right? I remember Obama said that when he got elected the first time, that he mentioned that. And you have to understand that there's a disproportionate amount of black and Latino men that commit crime, and that's why they're in jail. There's no racism behind it. Is there racism behind a lot of police attacks against people? Yeah, of course, we've seen that time and time again, and I'm glad people are being brought to uh, you know brought to conviction over it. You know what I mean? And I'm not just slapping their hands and letting them go. But in the same sense, when they take these criminals who are hardcore criminals, even gang members, murderers, people suspected that, they let them right back in the street again. They're not going to their $1 million neighborhood. They're going back into the same neighborhood they were in, which has a whole bunch of people live there who basically live in poverty for the most part, and are stuck there. But then here they are releasing these terrible people in those neighborhoods. What do you think people are supposed to do? And what about the children in those neighborhoods? So in New York City now, you have this unbelievable amount of shootings, like in Chicago, of teenagers, mainly boys, mainly innocent, walking down the street, getting gunned down because someone was mad. Somebody had an attitude. One guy, the judge just let out. He was in jail for the same type of stuff. He just let him out. The guy takes a gun and shoots some kid walking down the street because he was having a bad day. This is the stuff that's going on. It's being ignored and it's being ignored by De Blasio, who has aspirations of being governor of New York State. And wow, what a mess. So as people go crazy, and they are, the next several stories involve people losing it and going crazy, and what's acceptable compared to what what like your regular old person, like that girl who basically stabbed her boyfriend, that influencer on social media, right? Good looking girl, great body, or showing her boobs and whatever, and she gets by on her looks, and they, you know, she stabbed a guy a couple of times, her boyfriend. Then before that, attacked her cousin with an alcohol bottle, smashed her in the face, messed her up, messed her thumb up, was all bloody and whatever. This girl is, if she was anything but what she is, she'd be sitting in jail. But it's the privilege, and it's beyond what people say white privilege. No, it's pretty privilege what people get away with, right? So here's an interesting story. Shocking video shows woman hurling spicy soup in restaurant worker's face. Right? A meltdown over melted plastic spurred an irate customer to throw a bowl of spicy soup in the face of a worker at a Mexican restaurant in Texas. The viral clip shows the woman confronting Sol de Jalisco manager Sal Sal Janelle Broland as she stands behind the register about 1:30 p.m. Suddenly, the unhinged customer picks up the bowl during her tirade and flings it at the shocked employee before storming out of the restaurant. Police said that before she came inside, the identified woman called to complain that the soup she had picked up was so hot that it melted the plastic lid, according to the news outlet. Brolin said that she apologized to the customer and offered a full refund in another item, but said the woman flipped out when she couldn't complain to another boss. My first thought, my first thought was, what just happened? Like what's happening? Why do I have chicken tortilla soup all over my face? And I realized I couldn't open my eyes, and I wiped away. Oh my God, it was burning. Wow, she really just threw that at me. Here comes the woke moment of this girl who works in the restaurant, and at the same time the woke moment of the idiot who was throwing the soup in her face. And they live on the same world. These people who think they can do anything that they want to do with no ramifications, no repercussions, no nothing. That's not real. That's not reality. But unfortunately, it's become reality for a lot of people. What about the victim? What about the girl with soup on her face, man? They give her a little sour cream to kind of put around, take the burn away. So anyway, and where are we at? I remember feeling the warmth of the soup, but my eyes burned so bad. My nose was burning. It kind of took my breath away for a second because just the burning. It was really a shock from it all. Yeah, it's freaking hot soup. Hot enough to melt a lid. The tossing tantrum landed the customer in hot water as police said criminal charges were pending against her and that she has been banned from the establishment. Nothing will happen to this woman. There's a picture of this woman. She's some heifer, you know, some heifer with some dude standing next to her who's with her. She's just some nasty, you know what? Nasty heifer tossing hot soup in this girl's face. That's an assault. It's an assault, And if this woman had any kind of injury from it's a pretty high grade assault. I'll guarantee nothing happens to this woman. Guarantee it. So, and then it says, we do not condone this type of behavior and hold our citizens to the highest standard, Deputy Police Chief Alan Teston told KCEN. If a citizen believes they have received poor service, we advise them to remain civil until the problem is resolved. You automatically buy the guy's statement. He's more talking about what they expect of their people than what's going to happen to this idiot. So, the Marquez family does not tolerate such behavior, and we simply want our establishment to be a place where people can chill out and enjoy live music, delicious Mexican food, and the best local drinks. That's what the restaurant said. They didn't talk about the girl either. So good. You got some spicy jumbo in your face from some idiot, and you can't even defend yourself. If the girl had done anything, she was just sitting there in a chair like the cashier. She's like the minimum wage cashier, just sitting there with some heifer attacking her because her soup was hot. How how dare you? Hot soup. So we move around, right? We understand that it's election season. We see the red wave that hit all these states, like Virginia, has a Republican governor now because of what the Democrats are doing and what they have done and also not done. They are going to push Republicans in those seats for the midterm, which is what they want. They don't want see, I'll tell you about Democrats. They don't want responsibility for themselves, the things they say and do, whatever, and they don't want accountability for the things they do and have not done. They want to be able to blame it on somebody else, which is the Republicans. The Republicans play the same game. They play the same game, but are more responsible in their actions. Will take those actions, and people like, all right, inflation on the rise, gas prices up, food prices up. Nothing is down except your pay. Your pay's not going up. Everything else is going up, which means that you're paying more. You're suffering. This didn't happen under Trump. This is happening under Biden, and it's their policies and their rules that are making these things happen. But they're looking back at the last administration and pointing fingers, saying, "Well, it was them. It's them. It's them." It's not them. It's the people who are running the show right now. And they don't have a clue. They don't have a clue over the virus. They don't have a clue over what the hell's going on. So here's the telltale sign of how things are. All right. U.S. rent hikes. Ugh, let me do this, man. The rent hikes are at an all-time high in the U.S., right? For older apartments. So it's affecting the people who have the least. And you know what? Ultimately, when you take money out of someone's pocket, what do you think happens to that person? Do you think that a lot of people live on fixed income? They can't afford to pay more. They don't have enough as it is, you know? But where is the representation in all of this? You know, where's the representation in all of this? Where are the people who are saying, okay, you're the working poor, and we got to be able to facilitate you, and so you can have your apartment and be able to feed yourself, nourish yourself enough so you can get back into your factory situation and work your job, right? So in America, and this is national rent prices from 2020. A studio is an average of $1,691, right? which is a 5.4 percent increase from the year before that. So a one bedrooms in some cases are even cheaper than studios. Two bedroom 1,800, three bedroom 2,000. That's a large amount of money to pay every month. You have to make money if you're single and you're paying 15, 1,600 a month in rent. You need to make decent money to do that. But rents are going up. But what does that do? It controls people, doesn't it? It puts people in debt. It puts people in peril. Then you have to deal with all kinds of situations. I mean, where if you can't pay your rent, you need to move into a cheaper place. There aren't really a lot of cheaper places, unless you want to live in West Virginia. West Virginia had the lowest average rent at $628 a month, which is a hell of a lot for West Virginia. See, if you say West Virginia to me, I'm thinking like 150 a month, for a one bedroom, maybe 200. But so that means people are suffering. You can always tell the economy and what the problems are by where people's money is at, man, when it comes to rent. And a lot of people pay half of what they make in rent, because don't forget, the government takes every third hour from you. You work 2 hours, the government takes that third hour. You pay for taxes, so they're taking a third of your money. Then you have to pay half of that, whatever you got left into rent. Oh, then you got a car, you got other stuff. God forbid if you have other things in play. You have to be able to really work a lot of hours to make that money, have a couple of jobs. Many people have two jobs in the US. This is all because of political mismanagement. These people have come in and staked a claim of representation, but they've run things into the ground and they're giving money away. They have no problem shipping money around the world, billions of dollars, without even asking us. You know what happened to representation? So, and they play games. They play games. So, what I don't know. I think that, all right, how's this? 11 Senate Democrats are calling on Biden to relieve undue burden as gas prices soar. Now, I just put gas in my Jeep the other day, and it was 3.80 a gallon, and this place was more reasonable than other places. Some is over 4, and I'm upstate New York in the middle of nowhere. So, and we're heading into winter. So, a group of 11 Senate Democrats penned a letter to President Biden, very serious, penning a letter, urging him to get a handle on the sky high gas prices. So, out of all those Democrats, out of all the Senate people, 11 of them came forward and say, "Hey, gas prices are too high." There's your representation of writing a letter, which is more kind of like, "Hey, look, we're doing something," rather than actually getting something done. The memo, it wasn't even a letter; it was a memo. Here's a memo. The memo suggested that the president explore options such as releasing supply from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve and banning crude oil exports for the sake of giving Americans wallets a break. Here's a kicker. We're producing all of this fuel. We're exporting the fuel. The people that we export the fuel to pay less for that fuel than what we pay for our own fuel. Does that make sense? So now he wants to shut down a pipeline, which goes from Canada into the U.S. And if he does that, that's going to make prices bounce another dollar a gallon at least, just by doing it. Even Elizabeth Warren was on the warpath about this issue, right? On the warpath. So, but the pipeline is the L5 pipeline from Michigan to Canada. And this is what these guys want to do. The Democrats have a mission to destroy, not create. They want to collapse the economy. They don't want to build the economy. If you're just living your life and you're working, you want the best bang for your buck. You want to pay the least amount of taxes for a system that's broken, and you see what they do with your money. You see what they do. But how intense these people are. is up to your interpretation. Okay. Here's Representative Gosar. He posts an anime video of him attacking Alexandria Ocasio Cortez and Joe Biden. A Republican congressman tweeted a digitally edited anime style video that shows him slashing Representative Alexandria Ocasio Cortez and lunging with two swords at President Biden. They should have had Democrats should have had Pokemon come in and kick his ass. That sounds like some kind of Pokemon situation going on there. Pokemon. Representative Paul Gosar, Republican from Arizona. Of course, of course. You know what? They're either from Texas, Arizona, or Montana. It's very simple to understand where people are from by their stupid actions. He was slammed for posting the strange video and flagged by Twitter for violating the social media platform's rules about hateful conduct. However, the video is still visible with a message saying Twitter determined that it may be in the public's best interest for the tweet to remain accessible. Twitter's like the most passive aggressive. The people there are like, yeah, no, well, maybe so, no, never, yeah, maybe. They might think is a reason for people to see this. The video shared Sunday is a take on Attack on Titan, created by any anime fans out there. Gosar wrote in the post accompanying. It's this 92-second video. Is this what this guy's got to do? Is this he's taking his time as a representative making this stupid crap? He's some old nasty dude. Get to work. Get to work. Take that video and stick it where the sun don't shine in Arizona. Get to work. There are people that need to be represented. Get to work. Oh my God. Mention he's killing Ocasio Cortez. He tweeted out the video showing him killing Representative Ocasio Cortez from both his official account and personal account. Oh my God. Sick behavior. Yeah, sick behavior. This is who you have representing. Do you ever wonder why there's problems? You know, you ever wonder why there's problems? But we're also in the me generation. The social media has facilitated the narcissistic psychopaths out there who really need to show it and get the attention. They want people to like them, like me, you know, who likes me. They can buy likes. You know what? In case you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, in a lot of social media platforms, you can click a little thumbs up if you like something, or sometimes even thumbs down on something. So, and then people battle it out because of that, or it's more important to get likes. Doesn't even matter. They need to be liked. So whatever. I want people to like me because I'm me, you know, not because I'm on social media doing whatever. And these people on there are beneath contempt. But fine, it's given the worst possible people a platform. Is it a platform of free speech? No, because when you say something that's important, they put you in Facebook jail. They kick you off. If you say something you believe in, or you make an anime attacking the president, they kick you off, or they're not sure if they can kick you off. So this is the essence of a social media meltdown, right? Bella Hadid admits she cries pretty much every day and every night. Aw, poor Bella Hadid. Bella Hadid revealed that she cries almost every day and every night for the past few years now, posting several photos of herself in tears on Tuesday. So she sits there crying and takes pictures of herself crying to show people how sad she is in the world, because she's a big, famous supermodel and has lots of followers. Lots of people like to look at her coochie. That's what she's known for. That's what they're known for. That's what they're known for. They are coochie models. They don't know anything. They don't produce anything. They don't create anything. They don't invent anything. They don't do anything. That's what they do. Look at King James, right? You know, the dude, man, big time basketball player, right? And he's like making comments. I don't have much of an opinion on King James, right? But I think that his comments can be funny as hell. And then I guess he's watching a lot of TV. I can just see him there. He's like 7 feet tall. And like, just see him there in his robe, sitting on his extra big chair with extra big ottoman, like watching his extra big TV. And then, like, and then twittering like these comments on, like these stupid things. It just goes to show you that he's doing the same thing everybody else is doing. I think that's funny as hell. So here's Bella Hadid. And then she says, for anyone struggling, please remember that sometimes all you've got to hear is that you're not alone. Especially when you have thousands of followers, I mean, what about the people who don't? She wrote in a lengthy caption, so from me to you, you are not alone. I love you. I see you. And I hear you. See me. Hear me. Touch me. Cried for me. The 25-year-old continued. 25 years old. Beautiful. Model. Got it all. Mansions. All the stuff. All the financial trappings. Money doesn't buy you happiness. But if you don't have money, you ain't happy. You hear what I'm saying? So yeah, you need to pay your bills. You need to be able to save a bit. You need to be able to have that cushion. Money doesn't buy you happiness. Maybe those mansions and all this stuff doesn't buy you happiness. I don't know. I'd like to try it for a while, and then I'll tell you. Let me try it for, I don't know, a couple decades till I die. Then I'll tell you. 25-year-old. She continued telling fans that mental health and chemical imbalance is not linear, comparing it to a roller coaster ride with ups and downs and side to side. You think that's a real problem? You think that, a lot of these people, there is mental health. There's a huge mental health crisis in the world right now, as a matter of fact, and not enough of support for people. But do you think that she is experiencing these problems, right? So she's not the only one. You know what I think? I think people have too much sometimes. And when they have too much, they lose their minds. Michael Jackson, same thing. Had too much, lost his mind. You know, I mean, he had other problems too, but damn, you know what? You get to a certain point where you're not. I mean, they even lose identity with everybody else because of the world that they're in. So anyway, Hadid also wrote that she's had enough breakdowns and burnouts to know that if you work hard enough on yourself, spending time alone to understand your traumas, triggers, joys, and routine, you will always be able to understand or learn more about your own pain and how to handle it, which is all that you can ask for, even though she cries every day for hours for the last 2, 3 years. I wouldn't be taking advice from her. Would not. The star ended her post by thanking her fans for listening to her verbal diarrhea. And in January, Hadid, who has been open in the past about struggling with severe depression and anxiety since she was a teenager, took a short break from social media to focus on her mental health. It was probably about 45 minutes was her break, right? Oh, here's pictures of her little sad face with little tears going down her face. Oh, look how sad she is. Aw. Oh, poor sad girl. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, guess what? My mom was a single mom with 2 kids, had 2 jobs, worked her ass off, and she didn't have time to sit there and cry like a baby saying that, oh, my life, and I'm so sad. That's these people, man. They don't know what it's like to really live a life, and then they're kind of just floating along. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know her and her problems, but I know that Other people have more problems. They're not feeling the same crap. I don't believe in all that. Oh, she's depressed and whatever. Come on, man. Depressed about what? Or is it chemical? Yeah, some people have a chemical imbalance. But here she is taking pictures of herself and putting it on social media, showing herself cry. That's got to tell you something right there. So she said, I am only here to be an instrument of peace and love to help people that suffer and hopefully the world in time. So, what does she do to help people that suffer? Take pictures of herself crying, talking about how life sucks, even though she has everything? If she has everything and she's an attractive person, she has no issues, then life must really suck for everybody else, right? She captioned a series of photos via Instagram. Take time to get help for your mental health. It's worth it for your full potential. How about do something? How about get off your ass and do something? Volunteer your time. Go out there and help other people do something instead of sitting there feeling sorry for yourself. I can't stand that stuff, man. You know? There's people out there that actually have to live life and they don't have time for that nonsense, Like you. How about how about we talk about Dakota Johnson? I realize I'm getting old because I'm starting not to know anybody in these news stories anymore, man. Like these famous people. I live in a world of the yesteryear. I watch older movies and older TV programs, Hogan's Heroes, stuff like that. I don't live in this modern world sometimes. I try to stay away from it as much as possible. It doesn't have anything for me. But this headline got me. Dakota Johnson, cute girl, looking at her right now. I don't know who the hell she is or what she's in. Okay, Dakota Johnson wants you to give butt plugs as holiday gifts. Now, when you think of Christmas, butt plugs really go together. You know what? Finally, somebody who's speaking the language of Santa Claus. If Dakota Johnson is your secret Santa this Christmas, it's going to be a sexy one. So the writer of the article thinks it's sexy to put a butt plug up there. Yeah. Oh, she's the 50 Shades of Grey actress. So that gives her a reason to push butt plugs. They probably paid her a lot of money, a buttload of money to push butt plugs out there because I guess she's known for that, right? She'll be gifting the anal plug designated by sexual wellness brand Maud this year. Maud. Oh, imagine owning a company that makes just solely butt plugs. That'd be awkward at the party. Hey, so what do you do for a living? I'm CEO of a company that makes butt plugs. Oh, and how are things going for the business? Yeah, we're plugging up. It's good. The 50 Shades of Grey. That's what she is. All right. So, so this is going in everybody's stocking. Are you kidding? It's the perfect stocking stuff. What if it's a big one and the stocking isn't all that big? It's like a stocking plug. Is that right? Uh, you think your uncle hasn't wanted a butt plug his entire life? You're lying. So, this woman is encouraging you to buy butt plugs and give them to random people in your life that may not understand anything about it, like your uncle. I know a lot of people's uncles who would get the butt plug and probably not even understand, probably think it was a fishing bobbin or something. anything, anything but what it really is. Not a lot of people are going to be like, hey, you know what? This looks like I can stick it up my butt. That's interesting. Well, this one's dubbed the cone. The anal plug is a dark evergreen color that resembles a Christmas tree. It doesn't have all the little spiny bits on it, plus the ornaments though. That would be the butt plug plus, I guess, or the plus plus, the cone plus plus. actually lights up. Woohoo! Oh, if a butt plug lights up up inside of you, is anyone around to see it? I don't know. I don't know. It remains to be seen. Johnson joined the Maud team as a co-creative director and an investor. Last year, she's investing in butt pluggage and immediately inquired about anal products. First question out of her mouth: do you have butt plugs? I know that there are so many people that are curious about it. And, there are so many parts of one's anus that are erogenous zones. And then I think that just could be fun for people to explore. Plus, I'll make money, lots of money off of you plugging your butt. She didn't say that. She didn't say that, but she was thinking that. I'm a psychic. I know these things. I know these things. Johnson is one of several celebrity sex toy entrepreneurs. Uh, Cara Delevingne is a co-owner of La Di Carlo and Gwyneth Paltrow, of course. We all know Gwyneth Paltrow with her vagina candle, you know, and also her Goop sex toy line. And it's okay for them to do it because they're females in our society. It's okay. No one's going to damn them for it. No one's going to bring them, oh, it's sexual. It's good for you. Good to have good feelings and whatever. I don't know about the butt plug, but there's other stuff that feels good. You know what? Whatever. Whatever floats your boat, right? Maud's goal is to help users explore uncharted parts, hoping that its product line promotes normalizing sexuality, kinks, and sex toys. So is it kinky if you normalize it? Isn't it kind of normal at that point? Because the word kinky describes a step above normal, or sex toys, which often are seen as taboo. Yeah. By who? By who? Christian conservatives? They're the number one buyers of sex toys. You think they're not? Talk about an unsatisfied group of people, mentally and physically and spiritually. We wanted to create products that also cater to anal sex as a basic part of the sexual experience. I love that idea, but they're out there to make the bucks, the anal bucks, you know? You know what? If nature didn't create it, you don't want it. How's that? But I guess you can go grab a pine cone and kind of check out our pine cone design at Maud. Take the pine cone, or the larger one called the fire hydrant. Woohoo! That's right. For people who really like to plug, let's see. The cone is made with FDA grade body safe silicone that is soft to the touch. Well, I hope so. Soft to the touch. What's supposed to be like broken glass? The tempered end of the toy and its smaller size makes it the perfect starter size for beginners. So it's a beginner butt plug designed for both men and women. Uh, so drive through traffic with a butt plug or something, man. I mean, what if you don't want it in there? And what if it's like, what's the length of time do you really want that in there? Is it even good for you though? You're kind of stretching something that shouldn't be stretched on the reg. It does have a function, your anus, It's not just there. You know what I mean? It does stuff. And you don't want to make it looser because that's not good, especially when you get older. That's really not good. So just as an anal plug is taboo, a lot of women think a vibrator is taboo. Who? I don't know any woman that ever thought a vibrator was taboo. Not one, not one, not ever. And a lot of women, as this is what the article is saying, a lot of women, it's very women, and a lot of women can't orgasm from penetrative sex alone. Johnson said. No, Johnson. How does she know? I think that's that fact is obviously becoming more well known, but there are people that I have gifted a vibe to that's been their first vibrator. She's a fun friend. You know that? She'd be a fun friend. If she's out there, hit me up on Facebook. I want to be your friend. I'll send you cookies and You can send me whatever you want to send me. Not saying I'll try it. And she says it's a very cool thing to do. You think she'd say that if she wasn't making money from it? Most people won't buy sex toys for themselves, Johnson says, so is dead serious about sticking butt plugs in everyone's stocking. I think it's a thing a lot of people don't want to buy for themselves. But first of all, namely, because they're called butt plugs. And everyone's going to be like, oh, God, I'm not going to buy that. It's a butt plug. I don't want. I don't want that on my credit card statement. Butt plug. But people are more curious than you want to believe they are. So call them something else. Shit stoppers. I don't know. Whatever, man. The plug. Take the butt word out of it. Ass plug. Ass plug. Spark plug. There you go. There you go. So this is what people do when there has-beens. What's this girl been in? I mean, really, she's known for that one movie, which was a book that all women read. Did any men ever read 50 Shades of Grey? It was like kind of a woman's thing. I remember it was a phenomenon. These women going crazy, crazy for it. And it makes you like, wow. All right, let me see. Let's do a funny one, man. Where he talked about people's oh yeah well this story kind of goes along with it. uh Dakota Johnson again and Cardi B. These are celebrities who are endorsing sex toys. So we just read about the butt plugs, but and these people are pushing massive platforms to promote these sex toys. It's about money. It's a huge industry. These guys know. I mean, they're using their name power to hit the mark. So, but I didn't know who this woman was, and nor would I buy anything because she recommended it. What do I care? So, but she's pushing the female market. That's why they kept talking about women, 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 women. And so, but it's just interesting that you don't see men doing it, and men would be chastised if we came out pushing sex toys, and it's okay for women to do it. There's a double standard. This is the double standard that feminists don't want. This is the double standard that a lot of women don't want, but yet it's there and it exists, and no one's doing anything about to stop that, right? So it's a double-edged sword, man. Double-edged sword, and I'd say ultimately, if you ask my opinion, if you want a butt plug, buy one. Buy one. That's all, man. No problem. So anyway, yeah, I want to talk about people, people, people. I like famous people who suffer, and it may sound terrible, but it's not. I also like. All right, this is what I don't like. Alyssa Milano, right? And I've seen her push this story in the news, and she's really pushing to get this out there. And at the same time, I can't imagine the damage that she's doing to her kid, over this whole thing. But all right, Alyssa Milano, this is the latest one. And she's Fruit Loops, she's out there. And the media loves putting that out there because she is. Alyssa Milano thought her miscarriage was punishment for abortions. So it gets more Fruit Loopish every time. She was going around saying that her birth made her feel like she was sexually assaulted and she's an assault victim. And then, imagine being her kid saying that all these terrible images went through her mind giving birth. I mean, that's something for a team of psychiatrists, if you believe they can even help someone like that. Alyssa Milano used to believe that miscarriages she suffered were karmic punishment from abortions she had in her 20s. I definitely had this moment of, well, I'm being punished basically for abortions in my 20s, the actress 48 told the Me Becoming Mom podcast. Milano added that the therapy helped her overcome those feelings later on in life. I didn't realize at the time, she said, it took a while for the therapy to realize that was something that I was putting in myself. Unfortunately, prior to seeking therapy, the fear of punishment spills over into the years of motherhood for Milano, who now has two children, Milo, who is 10, and Elizabella Dylan, who is 7. The way I interacted or was with my children, I was thinking this is common, but I always felt like, what if something happens to these two little beings I love so much? And is there a world that which they're taken away from me, or whatever karmic resolution? Yes, you got a lot of problems, man. Lots. Do you think that anybody's getting help? How come they have all these problems in their own therapy, and these guys have big bucks for the big buck therapists, and they're all messed up still? You know what? Because doctors don't heal you. They kind of just put stuff off. Did they cure anything? The Charmed actress has previously opened up about 2 abortions in '93. Let's see, during an episode in her podcast, so she was not equipped to be a mother, and blah 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 blah, and having abortions and taking birth control pills. It was devastating. She was raised a Catholic and was suddenly put in conflict with her own faith, a faith I was coming to realize empowered only men to make every single decision about what's allowed and what's not allowed. I had a career and a future and a potential. Yeah. And she's feeling guilt over all these abortions because basically she was using abortion as birth control, you know? So what does that do for her kids? But I mean, I've read stuff on her that she's torturing her kids, saying all this stuff about sexual assault, and how she felt like she was this rape victim and whatever. And I mean, and the kids just have to, at some point, kids are gonna understand that she's Fruit Loops, but nobody wants to understand that about their parents, right? So real quick, I gotta read this one because it's funny as hell. We'll file this under our funny as hell file. Are you ready? Woman gets huge tattoo of boyfriend's name on her back, up from her neck down to her booty, 1 week before breaking up. Look at her here with a nose ring. I'll tell you about those nose rings, man. That is not a good look. And that tattoo, what's his name? Alexander. Oh my God, all in capital letters. And what kind of font is that? It was one of those Roman. A TikTok user, of course. I don't do TikTok. I don't go on there. I don't want to go on there. I think that the dumbest people are on there doing the dumbest things. I don't need to see that to be part of it. Thank you. A TikTok user, hence this person. A TikTok user has revealed that they got their boyfriend's name inked down their spine in giant letters just 1 week before they broke up. Ashlyn Grace, who uses the they, them pronouns, took to social media app and told people her embarrassing story. The 21-year-old posted a video, and let's see, set to attract rumors and I heard you got a tattoo of your ex's name and y'all broke up a week later. Grace's followers flooded the comment section of the video. The youngster was happy to oblige, and in a follow-up clip showing their tattoo. Don't be alarmed, it's a bit big. That's what he said. Grace stated just seconds before the big reveal. Viewers were left stunned by the word Alexander stretching all the way down Grace's spine from the tip of their neck to their tailbone. You're going to have a hard time covering that up, man. So what is that? How much? It costs thousands of bucks to remove that type of stuff, right? It is. Not the Times New Roman style 48 font. Oh, how the hell did I even know that, man? My brain is gone. If I knew that by just seeing it, there's something really messed up about me, man. Others stated, uh oh, something's going on. There's a child abduction in Amber Alert. Oh, God. Anyway, poor kid. poor kid. so, so others, now this popped up. Anyway, she's feeling sorry for herself, and let's see, her awkward tattoo she had inked just before the coronavirus. The woman who posted blah 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 showed her had a tattoo. Courageous, she's courageous and radical. Really. So, and what happened to Alexander, man? Where's the guy? I mean, he's gonna be laughing his ass off, or she's gonna have to find a new dude named Alexander, right? So, I don't know. I think that we're gonna end it on that note. But oh man, do I have 1 minute? I do have a minute. Camilla Parker Bowles can't stop talking about Joe Biden's long fart. So he's at this COP26 summit talking to the Duchess of Cornwall, and then he does a long fart like as he's talking to her. A lot of old people don't even know that they're farting, you know what I mean? But here's like the Duchess. He just farted in the Duchess of Cornwall's face. I don't know if I have respect for that or if I'm just unbelievably embarrassed. I look at her face though, like, you talking to someone who lets it rip. Yeah, we got to talk about these greenhouse gases. Oh, God. All right. I'm going to end the show on that note. I'll see you guys next week on the Red Pill News. I love you all. Love you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.